Welcome back for the second part of our presentation. Here we will see some second graders solving a large addition problem in a way that applies their knowledge of place value and uses base 10 pieces as a model.
Okay, so you're going to add 482 plus 495?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you going to do first?
We're going to get the 400s.
Okay. So each number has 400s.
Yes. It's like the
That
last.
seems to be happening to everybody.
What?
That whatever the two numbers that you're spinning both have the same number of
I
hundreds.
know, it's 300.
You guys have 300 something plus 300 and something. Reuben and Alex have 200 and something plus 200 and something. And you guys have 400 and something plus 400 and something.
Oh.
That's really funny.
Okay, and we get 80 tens. So you get 80 tens, not good.
You might need more, huh?
No, last time it was 80.
Oh, okay.
80 and so I need 3 more.
So, Elle, that's the 490 part?
490 and that's the 400.
480.
Then this time you'll get the 5 and I'll get the 2.
But you have the, whoa, so where do you know where to put that? The 2?
Oh wait, no, you're supposed to have the 2.
She has 2. And you have 5.
Okay, so now we're gonna add up the hundreds.
What's 400 plus 400 going to be?
4 plus 4 is 8, so it'd be 800.
Okay.
These two would make 800.
Alright.
Okay.
Now Leslie's got all the tens together. Do you think you have more than 100 there?
Yes.
So we might need to get a new
No,
red line.
remember, we gotta go like this. 1, 2, wait, 10. Remember, we have to lay them out.
Okay.
So you said
1, 10, that's 10. Can you count by tens? 20.
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
So we're going to trade those in. Awesome.
So then we have 7.
I'm going to come see you in a second.
So then we have 70 right here.
So you don't have 800 anymore. You now have how many hundreds?
7.
Put a new 100 on your
We got
900.
900. And 70.
70.
And then 1
That's 5 plus 2.
That is 7.
7.
So 100. Wait, 800. It's not 800. It's 800.
You added a new
900.
100.
So
Good.
900 plus how many tens did we get? We got 70. 70. And 7 plus 7. Wait, we have 7. 970 equal 970. 77. And here's the answer, 977.
Great.
Yeah.
One of the most important visual and mental models for mathematics is the number line. Our kindergarten and first grade rooms have a number line pocket chart. They count forward and backward on it. They cover numbers and predict what is under the cover. They mark the tens or decade numbers with red cards, and they use the number line to learn to skip count. In first grade, they put different decades in the pocket chart to correspond with the count they keep of the days of school. And then they celebrate decade days, the 20th day, 30th day of school, and so on. Children use number lines in these early years to build understanding of sequencing, recurring patterns in the number system, and then to model the actions of addition and subtraction. In second grade, the simple 1-by-1 number line becomes an open number line. An open number line is an amazing flexible problem-solving tool. An open number line can have any numbers on it that the student needs to make sense of and solve a particular problem. Here's a second grader using an open number line to solve a story problem.
Hi, my name is Delia, and we're going to do a story problem together.
Okay.
Mrs. Hare's class sold 484 candy canes. Mrs. Foot's class sold 122 candy canes. How many more candy canes did Miss Foot's class sell than Miss Hare's class? And we're going to figure that out on the open number line. I'm going to start at 84. And I'm going to add 6.
Why are you adding 6?
Because then I'll get to 90 and I can jump 10 to get to 100.
Sounds good.
Equals 9. And then I'm going to jump 10. And that is 100. Then I'm going to jump 20. And that is 120. Then I'm going to jump 2. And that is 122. And then I'm going to add 10 plus 20 equals 30, plus 6 equals 36, plus 2 equals 8. So that would be 38.
Okay, so do we have an answer to the question now?
Yes, that is 38 more.
Okay, so Mrs. Foot's class sold
38 more than Mrs. Hare's.
Okay.
In second and third grade, multiplication is introduced conceptually through another visual called the array model. Students explore rectangles made up of rows and columns and begin to derive ways to get the total number of squares without counting every individual square. This helps them build the understanding that multiplication is related to addition in that it is repeated addition, but it behaves very differently from addition. Later, the same model is used to build important understandings of division. Fractions are introduced in primary, but heavily explored in third grade and up. These are some of the kinds of visual models the students will see to make sense of the meaning of fractions. The number line comes in here again, with the portion between 0 and 1 magnified, and building on that number line sequencing from kindergarten and first grade in order to understand the relative values of fractions. Now that we have seen some of the main visual models and bridges, the last topic I want to talk about is how to cultivate a mindset in your child that will lead to success in math. What messages do we, teachers, parents, the media, society at large, pass on to our kids about math? So many people in the U.S. believe they are simply not math people. When I was in school, this is the message that I often received at home. And when I think back on that, I wonder if anyone would just earnestly say to their child at bedtime, "I'm not really a reading person, honey, Ask your dad to read you a story. How did we get to a place where so many people not only believe they are no good at math, but they believe that that's okay? I believe all people can learn math to any level, at any point in their life. I'm living proof of that. You may have heard about growth mindset versus fixed mindset, which is a learning theory put forth by Carol Dweck of Stanford University. Her work is very interesting, and it has been taken further and applied directly to mathematics by another Stanford professor named Joe Bowler. Dr. Bowler has some very positive, encouraging messages about math education and the ability and potential that all students have to learn math to the highest levels. You can find many videos of Dr. Dweck and Dr. Bowler on YouTube. Their research and theories have had a lot of influence on the way we view and teach mathematics at Telluride Elementary School. Here's a little video that illustrates the idea of fixed versus growth mindset.
What is a growth mindset? We can liken the theory of growth and fixed mindset to the story of the tortoise and the hare. To have a fixed mindset means to believe one's basic abilities, intelligence, and talents are just fixed traits. A growth mindset means that you understand that talents and abilities can be developed through effort, practicing, and persistence. People with a fixed mindset often develop and peak before their peers, appearing to be more intelligent and successful than everyone else. However, this is a dangerous trap to fall into. The moment we believe that success is determined by an ingrained level of ability, we will be brittle in the face of adversity. This is what happens to the hare. The tortoise, however, with a growth mindset, continues to power through and work hard, overtaking the hare eventually and winning the race. Nice one, Terry.
Thanks, narrator.
You're welcome, Terry. How many of us think ourselves as not maths people, or creative, or sociable, or athletic? If we are to fulfill our potentials, we have to start thinking differently. We are not chained or bound to our current abilities. Take this tree, for example. It needs to be fed with lots of minerals and food for it to grow, just like you do. By continuing to nurture and care for this tree, it can grow taller and stronger than other trees. The trunk and branches will literally explode with growth, just like your brain. Your brain is malleable and physically can change size and grow. Even more so at a young age, the activity and growth of the brain during your short teenage years is phenomenal. So how do you do this? Well, there's no shortcut or secret solution. It's as simple as hard work, commitment, and perseverance. In any chosen field or career path, you are certain to have some level of failure at one point. But at each pitfall we come across, you must learn to overcome it. There is a popular movie quote that goes like this: "Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up." Batman wasn't born with any superpowers, abilities, or talents, and just as Gotham's Dark Knight understood, he had to train relentlessly to succeed. So must you. Right now, these fixed mindset learners might be ahead of others, but they are afraid of failure. And when they reach the peak that they're comfortable with, they'll just stay there. They will never reach their full potential. Failure is the most essential step to success. And as the growth mindset continues to improve, they will overtake the rest. If you feel like you're in a fixed mindset, don't lose hope, because there is a lot we can do to change that. But start by listening to our fixed mindset voice. And when you hear it, talk back with a growth mindset voice. If you hear, "I can't do it," add, "yet." Fixed mindsets can change. So what mindset are you in?
Please join me for the final part of our presentation.